Welcome back to the Run Foot YouTube channel. In this episode, we're diving into the new Brooks Go Stamp running shoes. We'll talk through the tech, discuss how they feel to run on the road, and if these deserve a place in your running shoe rotation. Hope you enjoy. Starting with the midsole, it features a brand new midsole compound called DNA Hype. This is a nitrogen-infused PEBA EVA blend, and the goal is to deliver a soft and highly energetic underfoot feel. In the forefoot, although you can't see it, there's a co-molded section of slightly firmer DNA Hype foam, and the purpose of this is to create slightly snappier and more propulsive toe-offs. Moving to the upper, it features a lightweight warp knit design, and the main benefit of this material is that it offers excellent breathability. However, where you see this slightly different colour and pattern, that's a good amount of structure that's been added to the toe box. There's also a good heel counter added around the ankle collar, and there's plush padding around the heel collar and then in the tongue as well. So the upper is very much designed to balance durability and long run comfort, as well as keeping the weight down. In terms of weight, the men's weigh roughly 250 grams and the women's weigh roughly 225 grams. So that doesn't make the Go Stamp the lightest in their respective category, but they do feel very nimble on the foot. And the balance to strike there is that some of the features that are maybe adding a little bit more weight in comparison to some shoes that these might be compared to do help improve that durability and comfort. And just building on that point about durability, there is quite a lot of outsole coverage. So yes, that adds some weight, but it makes a big difference to how long the shoes will last. And importantly, there's a slightly more durable compound on the lateral edge there, which is really critical for people who land at quite an angle or who are quite prominent heel strikers, because this will make a big difference in terms of how long the shoes will last for you. So how does it feel to run in the Brooks Go Stamp running shoes? Well, the best way to describe this midsole is light and bouncy. It doesn't feel overly soft or overly responsive underfoot. And while you can't feel the difference in the two foams, the transition is very seamless, you definitely do get that propulsive, snappy sensation when you push off a toe off. As the midsole isn't overly thick and the base is actually quite broad, it does create a very stable and supportive underfoot feel. I'm not going to actually state the stack height details because I've seen a little bit of variance in the information, need to confirm exactly what that is, but it's a 6mm drop from heel to toe. Now, the key piece of information to really cover in this area is that the midsole does feel quite protective underfoot, but it is nowhere near what a max cushioned feels like. So as a result, you will feel quite connected to the ground in the Go Stamp, and that results in a very confident underfoot feel. So where does the Go Stamp sit in your running shoe rotation? It's likely most runners will find these feel best during their steady pace runs and light tempo efforts. Yes, you can use these for your easy paced efforts, it's just they feel most at home when you're picking up the pace. And building on that, if you are looking for a do-it-all shoe that can cover a wide range of distances and paces and genuinely feel good, then these are definitely an option to consider for that. If you prefer a shoe rotation, I'd save these for those steadier days when you're looking for a lighter and more energetic underfoot feel. And to give you a reference point and hopefully explain that in a little bit more detail, my easy pace runs are around 430 to 450 minute per kilometre pace. At that type of intensity, the lack of rocker in the midsole just translates into a slightly firm and not necessarily over-forgiving underfoot sensation. Whereas when I pick up the pace and decrease my ground contact time, the midsole suddenly comes alive. It feels a lot more natural, a lot more fluid to run in, and it's really complementing how I'm moving. So it's definitely a midsole that rewards a slightly faster cadence. Now, of course, we can't not compare these to the iconic Ghost running shoes. That's one of the most popular models at Run Foot. We know how much people love those shoes. And in comparison, the amp, as you probably expect, picking up from this episode, will just offer a lighter, more energetic, more dynamic underfoot feel than the Ghost running shoes. So what's really nice is if you do enjoy running in the Ghost running shoes, but you are looking for something which is going to give you a bit more help, feel a bit more fun to run in on those steadier to faster pace days, or maybe a fartlek session or some hill reps, then this would be a perfect partner to the Ghost running shoes. Now, there's no doubt there are a lot more options in this category of running shoe now. These versatile daily trainers that offer a light and energetic underfoot feel that will perform across a range of paces. It's a very competitive space, but there is absolutely no doubt that Brooks has delivered an extremely competitive model within that space. And if you are looking for that type of underfoot sensation, the Ghost Amp are absolutely a shoe that you should consider adding into your shoe rotation. And that brings me to the end of this Brooks Ghost Amp running shoe review. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please make sure and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. As always, if you have any questions at all, please add them to the comments and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. See you next time.